All right, there we go. Let's go. There you go. Good extension. Perfect.
Hey, yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it. Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? Hope everybody doing well out there. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a little bit of footage of Errol the True Spence Jr. working with Blueray, one of the best strength and conditioning coaches out there, man. And if you don't know, Errol Spence and Blueray, they had worked together for a lengthy period of time in the past. Errol Spence went on a knockout streak. I believe it was like 11 or 12 fights, something like that. I mean, he was putting dudes out of there. And if you look at Errol Spence during the time that he was with Blueray, on the way in and come fight night, he was looking like an action figure out there. You dig what I'm saying? Go back and look at Errol Spence when he fought Chris Algieri, and then when he fought Kell Brook. I mean, dude, look, that Chris Algieri fight is the best I've ever seen Errol Spence look physically, as far as his fitness. Looked phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Looked like he made weight beautifully, was strong, and got stronger as the fight go. And he's still, in his recent fights, he's still strong. I still haven't seen Errol Spence tired. You know what I'm saying? I still, to this day, I've never seen Errol Spence tired in a fight, with or without Blueray. But, you know, though that time period where he was with Blueray, you just saw a little bit of his physique was just extremely tuned up. You know, he just looked really good, and he seemed very strong in fights, and he was getting a lot of stoppages. And it's a beautiful thing to see Errol Spence back with Blueray. Of course, Blueray is also from Dallas, Texas. You know, so, man, you love to see it. And a lot of fans, including myself, a lot of Errol Spence fans, a lot of boxing fans, have been saying that, man, you know, Earl, you need to get back with Blueray. You need to get your strength and conditioning back going. You know, it was a period of time where Errol Spence, he mentioned it. He said it in the interviews where, you know, he wasn't taking the sport as serious as he once was when he was hungry and coming up. And, you know, he said that it was times where he would wait, you know, once he really started to become the man at welterweight and started to get real big paydays, you know, and get big fights, it got to the point to where he wouldn't get in the gym until, you know, 3 months after the fight. Then it got to the point where he wouldn't get into the gym until 5-6 months after the fight. Then it got to the point to where he wouldn't start working out until he got a call that, you know, there's a potential fight coming up, and then he'll start working out. So I love the fact that he's taking the sport a lot more serious now. And this right here, I mean, I knew that he was extremely serious about boxing again when the lead up to the Danny Garcia fight. You know, he looked phenomenal throughout that training camp. He looked great at the weigh-in, and he looked good on fight night as well. So I knew he was taking it serious, but this right here is just proof again that Errol Spence has reinvested himself in the sport of boxing, in his craft, and he really taking this shit serious. And if you know anything about Blueray, you know, he'll even get out there and do the workouts with you. He really pushes his guys and make sure that they are in the best shape possible. And I think that's the type of energy that you need around you when you fighting at this level, you competing at this level. And for somebody like Errol Spence, a very strong-minded individual, just a dog, a killer. He got that, you know, that killer mentality. Like, he want to take your soul when he step in between those ropes. And when you dealing with somebody like that, I feel like it's good to have somebody like Blueray around that's gonna match that energy and help you elevate and raise your level of intensity. And I think you get a great product at the end of that. I think you get a beautiful result at the end of that.
And we all know that Errol Spence, he has a unification match coming up with Yordenis Ugas. We still have no fight date. I'm kind of bummed about that, kind of disappointed about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen me make the post about Canelo and his activity and how these other guys need to make sure that they got their fight dates up and stand on the ball. If you're going to fight two times a year, that's cool. But you need to have fight dates already lined up so your shit can be proper. So you can always be ready. When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So fight dates, even Adrian Broner came out and talked about this. I need fight dates so I don't be getting out of shape and out here bullshitting. You got to stay active. It's a very important thing. So hopefully we get a fight date for the unification match here soon. But the fact that he's training, he's been looking in shape for a while now. You saw him at the Virgil Ortiz and Maurice Hooker fight. You can see that he was in shape. He wasn't blown up. He wasn't fat, anything like that. You know, there was pictures of him at his ranch with a horse, with one of his horses, with his shirt off. You know, he looked like he was in great shape. So you could tell that he has been, you know, being disciplined and keeping his weight down and not blowing up. So that's awesome. And then seeing him back in the gym right now with Blueray, it's a beautiful thing to see. So I'm loving this, man. I want to see, you know, Errol Spence continue to add on to this type of energy, continue to stay sharp. And like I told y'all, man, in the previous breakdowns that I've done and that we've done, you know, Merlot Fridays and throughout the weeks just talking boxing, man, I expect Errol Spence to put on a phenomenal performance versus Yordenis Ugas. And I want to see a stoppage. I want to see a stoppage. Now, we ain't did no prediction on that fight yet, you know, and we going to break that fight down even more once they actually drop a date and we get closer to it. But I want to see Errol Spence Jr. put on one of his most dominant performances to date. I want to see a stoppage. I want to see Errol Spence go out there and put hands, feet, knees, and elbows on Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a beatdown. I want to see him be as dominant as he possibly can be. You know, and I know Ugas is going to be there and give some resistance. He's a strong, very fundamental, and very skilled fighter. Probably the most physically strong guy that Errol Spence has been in the ring with to date is arguable because Kell Brook was a very, very strong fighter at the time that Errol Spence fought him. You know, so I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see Errol Spence, how he looks after this training camp. I'm excited to see his performance versus Yordenis Ugas. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. I know my fellow Errol Spence Jr. fans, I know y'all been waiting for this time. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers been like, Earl need to get back with Blueray. We could be talking about some totally different shit. It could be slightly related to Errol Spence. Motherfucker pop out of nowhere. Earl need to get back with Blueray. He need to get back with Blueray. So he back with Blueray now. Y'all finally got what y'all wanted. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what the hell happened. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime, boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.